I just love it. It's double brambles. Because Auntie's throwing one out. You've got Crit throwing out another one. There's this never-ending AoE area of stun. Like, how do you actually run that thing?
Wait, does he?
Yeah, he's got better room too, obviously. X marks the spot. Here comes Ori, running forward towards Samael. He's still got that BKB available. Fade missing on the skew. Samael still very patiently didn't run the BKB. Cricket, good bramble out. Is there a follow-up? They're just trying to get rid of the vision for the moment. EG not taking the fight, and just defensive bramble after defensive bramble, which has been having this 5-to-5 standoff in mid.
Focus like, I go and create money. Experiment was successful, plus 480.
He's going to wait for him in. They're going for Roshan. Great torrent timing from Kunkka. Seeing Auntie easy, giving it a shot. Go for the defensive. As the bounties traded up a little bit.
Scrambles everywhere.
This is so stupid in a lot of ways, but this is what they wanted, right? Great AoE control. Never-ending smoking. Alright, time to go in again. Time to hit my torrent. But Azizi can keep going for this. He still does some quite significant damage. And the ET Storm tries to create a load of extra space, a bit too far off though.
That Shadow Realm.
He knows he can get out free.
No, he has the eggs, right? He's getting all the Shadow Realm attacks. The Aghanim, the Willow. Basically me. You're gonna see it there.
Yep.
He only got one attack off next. He did it before on Roche. So that might be a primary target. We weren't really thinking about this. We were thinking about the Tipping, which is an obvious choice. I suppose just getting the second Burrow Strike is impactful, but also turning into Dark Willow and firing Shadow Realm is pretty interesting. So yeah, that's strong. But it's not very strong against BKB, and it's not very strong if you get RP, so it still has to play careful.
My waters rise.
Gonna head back down to the bottom lane to farm. Arteezy needs the monies. Beach Gaming, they've been sitting as 5 for so long. Like, we should just see this flat line almost in the experience graph. Paparazzi goes back in. Oh, there's a spirit.
They're out farming because it's mine. It's kind of funny. Nobody's getting farmed, so Poker just minus 500 gold in 2 minutes.
Good cover over on Crit. Arteezy's already returned to the fight. As we leave Roshan back where we started him. This has been a 5-minute Roshan attempt from both sides. There you go. Now we're looking out farm depth, 120 gold per minute. It's level 15. BG Gaming, I think they've had enough of this. They're smoking up, they're roaming around. Both teams have scan available, but they're trying to get around the back of evil geniuses. And there's the Radiant scan. They're looking towards Roshan. Where does the Dive scan? Do they feel it? They're looking further to the north. Yeah, they know something's not right. And Fly walks in, takes a smoke already over on Ori. And he's just gonna die! Instantly, it's not Crit. Paparazzi, the damage output from Morphling! He's just throwing out so much. You will connect onto Samael. He makes the follow-up chain. And no, he's just waiting for that. Samael will now BKB and walk away while the hit is on Yang. He couldn't get away from the Curtis Crown while Ezreal burst through towards Ori. They still want to get the cause. Doing his own run out here. Finally, he will go down to Fly, who has fought back to get this one, but it's a triple kill for Arteezy. He's the bigger member of S4. He may get the biggest one of all. Paparazzi up in the air. As BKB available, will actually dodge the Burrow Strike from Arteezy and walk it all off. All this began because, for example, with so many heroes dead from BG, it looks like EG feel like they can just go for Roshan.
Entire fight trying to kill the Dragon Knight. They had like the most sick unchained, perfect spell casting, like one at a time, a single opportunity for Samael to get BKB on him. He tanked everything. 3,000 health, the magic from the Bracer, the armor from the Kiras, all of that came into play, so he survived with 200 health. And Arteezy on the control is that it's setting back lighting. Paparazzi was not ready for it, got burst way too quickly, and suddenly we have a huge swing. Well, what you know?
Yep. We're heading to the south on the gold and the experience graph.
EG have done a really good job not getting. Like, there hasn't been a single really good RP fade. Arguably, he's also 1,500 gold down from losing a pair of mana boosts, which is, you know, big. But still.
Yeah, did we ever find out how he lost those? I don't think we ever. Just noticed in the backpack, but I don't know if productions managed to track down that one moment. way. Great time for Geniuses, pushing ahead by just over 4,000. Okay. Pushing in now on bottom lane, so actually looking so good with the E-Blade. And what does VG Gaming look for themselves? Like your fight hasn't paid off. You still then try and slow things up. You go back to the Magnus downplay of the game. Or is EG in too much of a commanding position that you have to be the instigators?
It's kind of dangerous, right? The what happened to the troll and the fact that troll doesn't fly back. Kind of EG are demanding a bit of respect, right? Gotta be really careful. High ground attempt could be scary though.
She went on coming in with an Aegis Immortal. He's very happy to front line the middle of his own. Everyone get out.
Selfish.
Love how he's sitting on like just on the edge of the range of the type river effect too. Boom. Yeah, everything's fine. House isn't burning. It's just there's already been a couple of votes going the way of OS from today. Hey, you know that IO? He works really well. Hey, win rate! That works even better. Definitely see the synergy that Evil Genius for. They needed to pull something out. They went in the greatest position. RT's going to get hit by the Torrent. Blink forward. Looking for a timing. Wait, no! He got stunned by the Bramble. He couldn't do anything. It's so quickly dead. 45 seconds on the sideline. And each they'll look to push up.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. There is still much to be done.
They've got Dragon form, almost full duration. Another Monty Yang. The buffback comes in from the Magnus.
Man, it's gonna be so annoying to play all these brambles. I'm just trying to imagine how it is to play in this game. It'll be so...
Hey, if there's one thing I know you can do, Cinder, and it's work out what it's like to be on the receiving end.
Okay.
That's like every single example you've given today when you've done your analytic. I know what it's like to be on the other end of a Morphling.
Yeah.
Or on the other end of a Sand King.
It's wrong. It's just like you need to keep calm, you know, in these games for a very long time. They already had this like marathon around the Roshan and Bramble.
Oh, they found Ori. They actually got the stun out as well before we get the BKB. The E-Blade will connect, but Ori will burn that BKB down to 7 seconds on that. What? DK's now got a full heart available. Geez, he's still got this Immortal for a while.
Double damage.
Anybody want from Bramble?
Like, get him while they're hot.
He can push the tower from below. As long as the vision on the enemy high ground, he can. See, when this creep whip gets into base, it's going to Shadow Realm, and it's going to pop, pop, boom, 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 boom.
Current, at least slow him down.
They're finding their time, but they can't keep doing this forever. How long's left? 1 minute. Okay, maybe the play here is waiting exactly until Aegis is about to expire and then trying to go.
Easy again.
We won't let them have that opportunity.
For a hit, they'll trigger the Lincoln Spear. Samael.
4.4k health. Pretty armor.
Yeah, just got hit by the tiebreaker. It changes health.
Okay, are you gonna back off now that Aegis is running?
Yeah, I think so. They're reaching that point. They're giving a lot of respect to VG Gaming. But then again, VG's doing the same type of thing. Like, they're always keeping 5 heroes. It's not like a random hero moving off to the side. Until now, Ruga needs something Midas. That's why he's coming up.
Yep.
He needs multiple things to Midas, so he'll try the creep wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. There is little it can
Multi-cup. He got one.
Boo!
RTZ's going in again. Now, it's just Shimano Cat from back lines on rapid fire.
Imagine how Loda would have reacted if this.
Not impressed. Butterfly is now done for the troll wall. So he's putting his money in. He's getting a little speaker too, plus 40 strength. Because Ogre now needs 3.33. okay.
Yep.
Invisibility.
Unless like he's a core ogre, so strength is really valuable. I don't know if tankiness is what's going to win them the fight more so than the ability to bring down one key target fast enough on the enemy team. Like if ogre's getting focused in place, I think EG will only do that if they're like a really good position fight already, right?
Unless he just feels like Troll's got enough attack speed, Kunkka's a hit.
Yeah.
And everything should die.
It all adds up though. It all adds up.
You're actually like Ori as well, not going for like the full-on crit, the big tiebreaker hit. He's going for Assault Cuirass now.
You mean 2 deadly?
Yeah.
I think the AC is better.
I foresee the Radiant's top tower falling shortly.
Gotta be the best possible. Tankiness as well. His armor is also low on his AC. He's got 16 currently.
Dire structures are fortified. Doom is Dire's bottom tower hopes
The map a little bit wrong, it looks like. But
Dire's bottom
the tower and
is
he's just
no more. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
mid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The game still feels like it's hanging in the balance. The PG are clearly in a position, have yet to take a tier 3 tower, and they didn't get to use their ages. So
I think they understand too, like Fade hits not this whole game change. While Ori gets caught out and game changed to heal, BKB run away.
Crit the X mark forces him to walk back, and yeah, Kunkka can't afford to buy back. He dies. It's a area. Wait for the next Roche. If each are interested in getting anything going, you're pretty happy with it right now. They've outlasted the first 2 Magnus, and now the third one is going to be the final challenge. When his cores are starting to get 6 slotted, this power obviously makes up in strength. But since Mag has had no item progression for 20 minutes, he is no bigger threat than he was before. Imagine if Yang had a BKB right now, what the game would be like. Be able to BKB blink RP with 0 counters, be able to ignore the Bramble mazes, but for now, he's way more limited in his gameplay.
Here comes PG. 5-man and smoke out, wrap around.
Smell wants to get caught.
No one's got scan, and yes, Smell is definitely baiting. Creep wave gets pulled off to the side, so PG no. And so does PG. He's literally waiting on the blink. Skewer can actually kill off about this. If possible, the terrorize.
Stop plotting.
Don't fly, secret. So we're gonna finish him, but he's not done just yet. Back into the Dark Willow, so he can turn around and get the E-Blade pop into DY. They're taking away as much of his mana as possible. Paparazzi and Fly having their own little battle to the northern side of the lane. But the Blink Fire Strike forward. Ori stunned up still, aren't easy. Doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. Goes from the stump, and now Ori still on the run back out, man. Paparazzi, he can't do much, especially when Crit just had the Bedlam sitting right on top of him. The Curse Run, they know it's going to take on Paparazzi. That's for the for BG Gaming that need more damage, but S4, huge damage from the side. He'll end up falling just as quickly, but he got a knob 2 Paparazzi. He just stands his ground, does the damage, and now it's BG Gaming with the numbers. Arteezy, the Immortal will crack, and maybe he's got enough life. Change around to how many people you want to, but can he actually fight? He's fighting tough, but it won't be enough.
If he would have got the kill too.
If Paparazzi died.
That was a lot of buybacks. Who won?
Whoever kills Roshan now probably wins. EG will have to buy back to stop. EG Spirit's looking at it.
The cool thing about this movie is that Snell the whole time was deliberately baiting, thinking he couldn't die because the one was next to him. He worked so far away. Vici knew exactly where his full team was. They isolated him, they burst him without using RP, so they have it afterwards to follow him the coming team. Sumail did not have buyback. He had a buyback there. That fight does not nearly unfold the way it did, but okay, what did they force? They forced buyback out of Morph, Elder Titan,
yeah, so you
and Sand and Willow. So 4 buybacks from EG.
And you got from Ogre as well as Kunkka.
Ogre, Kunkka. Okay.
Yeah, Magnus had his on buyback, but it's off cooldown in 10 seconds time. Roshan has stopped thanks to the buyback from Morphling. Arteezy. He had no other choice. Yang, man, that's real close, Yang. But he's...
Troll. 15 seconds.
They got going for Roshan. Flying, he's got Spirit up right now, so he can send it in.
This dies fast.
It'll go for Yang and Roshan down to 4K HP. They're moving in. Zemail, Edge Stomp, Paparazzi moves out, comes back in again, battling Roshan just on the edge. You can terrorize. He will be pushed back out. Paparazzi, BKB, grabs the Eagles Immortal, and they grab a little bit more back. He can't duck the BKB, can't. How do you survive this? You need to pop, but there's still magical damage. No, he'll BKB. Still open him onto physical attack. That'll find more space. You've lost the SK. Have they got more? Fly. He's looking on live too. Hexed up in the comments. He can still tank through a hell of blood. Didwise is trying to fly dry. And they have enough group run. He's doing the reach tank, but hasn't got enough. They've got a target. Somehow, but the crowd. It buys enough space. Yang and Paparazzi stunned for the moment. While Arteezy will wait for himself to see if the buyback comes in from the bag. CG are in full retreat.
Nitriac will rise.
What a fight!
This is getting intense.
Wait.
If it's not already, it's getting intense.
There's so much good stuff happening in these fights from both teams. This is like
Let's pick one and highlight it.
this might be the best game I've seen in this tournament. Not because both teams are playing like flawlessly, but there's so many good individual plays, a lot of exciting, intense moments. This is the kind of game we wanted. And Kunkka ended up using cheese in this fight, and Troll didn't use the Aegis, so it's still a massive advantage for B2 heading into the next one. So we're going to see a little bit of a bramble attempt. Sage should be fine.
It's poking and prodding. Let's have a quick look at this. So
first,
Roshan.
Paparazzi uses BKB to he doesn't get killed by the Willow ulti. They're the BKB now. Ori takes much damage on this opening going in, and now Troll wants to pass him over the cheese, but I think they do it way too late. Now Sidin dies. No, he doesn't get to use the cheese. Troll still has DD this entire fight. They blow up King as they're chasing up here. And the RP skewer, if Kunkka is alive here, if he gets that cheese off earlier, they in the game even. Not just the fight. They might even have one game. Escaping on a no health is Fly. Escaping on very low health is Sumail. Arteezy in the backline gets kills. Keeps kiting them around. Willow escapes to the top. And, you know, just super close fight over from both teams.
This is actually fantastic from PG because, like earlier today, you saw them hang around just that, like they win the fight. I think there was a fight around top, like the dark side top rune, and they took the fight. They chased it down a little bit too far, and they just lost for it. The game just completely escalated after that point. But this time around, like EG, they knew it's like, okay, we got the fight. Let's back up. Let's reset. We still feel pretty good about this game.
They seem to know the limits just better than yesterday, where they had just a clear overextension both individually and as a team, not playing the map as well with high grounds and everything. And now in this game, there's only one glaring mistake that you can point at of that type that I can really remember, and that was Sumail baiting in mid and actually getting skewered 1,000 range away from kill. But he was and they did it as a team. There's this one time that they probably didn't consider the possibility of him getting skewered all that way to the right. Apart from that, they've been very good at not going far. Maybe one moment.
As long as you do it as a team, and as the IT crowd, do it as a team or else you're fired.
Massive improvement. That's the big thing, right? They improved that fast in one day. Moving forward this turn.
That's the EG style, right? Like, hey, we have to go to the lower bracket so we can learn a hell of a lot more, and then we can just keep moving.
If they play like they did this game, I don't think they will end in the low. If they can consistently play at this level, I have pretty high hopes for them at least get.
Paparazzi, that's just sending themselves messages back and front. Are you like, are you ready? No, are you ready? And we're definitely not ready for Roshan. He's looking at the 4 minutes freaking spawn for the Aegis Immortal, and Cheese is still in play. Look up, at least DY can steal that. He's the most expendable person you could send.
There's a big item pickup, by the way, the Blink Dagger on Sumail. We've got to pay attention to. He was building Daedalus, but he went back for a dagger. I think he really wants to jump and kill this lion. That's what Arteezy would want in the fight. I think Warplane, or if he can catch the Magnus. Dude, Mag has... It's actually crazy.
It's been rough. It's been rough. But it's also just been this massive team fight. If you actually look at the KDAs, the amount of assists that go through EG, like without obviously the 8 on the Morphling, it's 12, 12, 16, 17. Then you get it a little bit more spread out for VG Gaming. Everyone just has to fight together. This is the first time we've really seen VG in a while move across the river. But it's definitely happening because we're playing this almost like do-si-do kind of style to move across the map.
Pages and cheats.
Yeah, they want to try and push in, but then the side lane pushes out as well.
Confidence, huge advantage to get
Dire's
confident.
middle tower is under attack.
Goes the Aegis though, they didn't get to use it at all.
Huge advantage gone. The man finished the MKB. Still has enough money for buyback, and he's rapidly approaching the consumed moonshot.
Tidebringer.
Yeah,
And
plus
Tidebringer.
60%.
And Tidebringer talent. And 700.
That moment you actually wish he had something else apart from just the Daedalus.
Chris.
Invisibility.
He just
Well, he got the bounty rune.
He was a little overzealous.
wow.
Loses his life. He got the bounty rune.
He didn't blink for or Shadow Realm, right? He just ran over behind. I would have thought, okay, if you want to go for a risk play and get the river, don't you like use all of your mobility first to try to create space where you think it was very
Makes sense.
uncharacteristic.
He thought they were gonna over jump.
I mean, if you would have used Shadow Realm in TPD, also would have died because Lion has a ground stun, right? But if you would have blinked first, maybe they wouldn't have found him in freeze or something.
These creep, like creep. So yeah, 23,000 from creep, 15,000 from creep. So we've got a long time left on this game. Ciderin said, like, we may be the first one, but we're not going to be the last one out of this last series today. Troll Warlord, man, that's a lot of damage. Hit by the Veil and Adaptive Strike and goes down by just a little over 1/3 of his life. 3.
Yep. So this wonder if Troll needs an item or a Scotty to get
The
just
Abyssal.
flat out extra health. The Abyssal is also going to help, so it gives health too. It's a pretty oriented build already. I just don't know if he's just have to deal with this.
Does he, like, is it worthwhile actually switching out, like, he has some wine for the heart? He's already got Satanic.
Yeah, he has so much status resistance with these combined. I think he really wants to keep. He might have his final item build. If there's anything. It's nice for him though that he doesn't need as he has Sanjin Yasha and Bloodlust. That's a huge advantage.
But easy with form charges. Clean out the well nice and easy. That's his level 25 talent. So no 3 times multi-shot coming in from this Morphling. Not that he really needs it, he just turns in.
Even playing
Does Morphling ever really play Morphling?
question.
Morphling is a very difficult comp.
Yeah.
Fade. Now got a Shadow Blade up and running.
Yay!
He can potentially get a better initiation for his team.
Yeah,
Do
so
keep your eyes on, well, actually, no one's walking around with the gem for EG. The gem is in the hands of DY right now.
it was that or BKB. It's one of these two items. Shadowblade, more element of surprise, maybe BKB can get a reliable arm.
Form it, waveform out, clean for the I still love that S-Force holding onto this Arcane Prince. He's never letting his prize of war go. And EG will smoke up, just in case there's any information that love a target. Yang is not that target. Comes in, 4 out. They walk underneath that fresh observe. That's times being to put that ward up there. 2 of them have gone through full duration. They're gonna really cross the river. No one's pushing the waves out. Who have they got? DY. He's the closest. S4. He's a box. Try blink. Blink. Then storms instead as DY blinks away to safety. But push the wave mid. Get it back out again. VG Gaming, they turn around and it's their time to get
If they haven't left us behind, Mac could maybe find a really big RP here.
There's an option
there's
sentry
one.
now. So they'll see once he moves around. Actually, yeah, around the tree line.
His Shadowblade expired, so he didn't chase up. That's kind of blessing there.
They're gonna save the shrine at least. VG Gaming. No regeneration from that. Paparazzi's blocking the ult and sentry with the blink fire strike. Into the very quickly with a team wants his own target, but he didn't kill off DY. Down, he turns back over, puts down the Bedlam. They just keep going ham over on Paparazzi. trapped inside the bramble. Samael, the Thorn, as well as the ship is all going to connect over to him. He's holding that BKB back with S with first strike pop and Yang. It just get the rolling axis. A little bit more difficult for Rafi, but the upbeat hit by one time. They're holding EG in position. Yang wants to walk away. I think he will finally finish by battling from the 10th side. Still the front. They're trying to bring down the Knights. He's Knights. You can't do that. You can't. The follow-up and the multi comes walking. Don't really actually get this fail. He's finally going down. Got up to Cabal. Doesn't work. Also fall. Where is the extra follow-up? It over towards Flop. D-By gets his own stun in. Paparazzi swings the axis. Needs to hit onto Elder Titan. Goes in to protect this moment. The shot clock unable to connect. The X-Mark bottom torrent. Bringing back the Elder Titan. Everyone will be reset once more. And Roshan is up. He has to refresh the shot of Bell, and just in case, like buying back. But he won't use his CP. 3 buybacks from EG across the board, 2 from VG. But it's the amount of calls that had to buy back in that fight.
Yeah, but dive back to each side, so this is a 5-4 situation for EG, and they're going to use this to try to go Roshan. This is possible for VG. Actually, it's not. They don't. I don't know if they can do that.
I think they may actually just be baiting the fight too. Like they're sitting inside the pit.
They're going to scout with...
You just need that DD rune just the time, but maybe that'll be too long. Yeah, double torrent connects. Cautious about it. They're wasting a lot of time with the smoke. It feels like they want VG to come to fight them and they can get the jump. Smoke will break over on the Morphling. Bramble up on the hill. Doesn't connect on anybody.
They're time priority. 30 more seconds. All here. Keep buying time.
They're coming in. They're coming in. Some look around. They want to get the got it. Well, can they actually get it before the BKB can come up? The sleep plots at speed. Oh, it won't matter. Buyback is double. He did burn the BKB. Still has cheese double for the next fight, but RTZ now stands on Roshan. They get the buyback out from the Kunkka, and here comes Fade. RP in 3, 2, 1, and Blank stun. He does it. They'll get follow Barrow Strike and instantly nuke down. Another buyback has to be extended to PG.
They've got a Willow? Okay. And in Willow. Okay. Let's...
If you've got him, use him. Roshan, down to 3K. They're waiting for the jump time. DY ready to go. He's the... He'll actually hit to Roshan, triggering off the block. And that is Aegis Cheese and Roshan all being picked up.
Perfect. So I slept 2 cores. For the Roshan, 100% for them.
Who's got everything? It's a more got the Aegis theme model. Refresher shot that's onto the Sand King, and Cheese is on the Dark Willow.
Now it's EG with big advantage.
Dark Willow's got more protection than Aeon.
When there are no buybacks in the game, Aegis is extremely... They're already extremely... At this point, having the ability...
Illusion.
That's what Easy can do. He can start... Jump in, use all his spells, get killed, swap his Lincolns, and then in second life he his BKB. And it creates a ton of space in the fight. VG Gaming will play very defensively now and hope that they can outlast the Aegis and the buyback cooldowns.
Yeah.
Because taking this fight now feels really, really good.
They just have to play around like that big high ground defense, the big RPs, something that EG will actually feel threatened by. Don't get caught out by. EG, they just put more lines. Whatever Lincoln's be to protect him. Looking for the dash. And well, all the fighters are thrown up on top, but Mal does find the arcane. It's pretty good for his Elder Dragon form. He is moving forward now. The sound effect's really cool.
Yeah.
Waiting to actually see some of the... Oh, I suppose you've still got the jet over on DY, but backup can go thing down. DY is going to send him because of this, right on the edge of the ramp. Feels like they want to try and get the earlier jump. It's giving more, holding a little extra mana. It's back. Next marks, couldn't get the full that smell, triggering the drag. I'm looking for...
So safe harbor, eh?
Okay, well, no. Through the ball, Torrent blinks away quickly before the second Bramble is able to connect on him. The siege begins.
Well, it began 20 minutes ago.
It did, on exactly this lane. Melee drags. The Torrent slows it down. Yeah, looking for the multicast stunts. Can't absolutely perfectly. Walks down the ramp for half a second. But they can't keep the crew alive long enough, EG, to do this.
Dragon Form is running out too. They didn't really get anything.
But remember, it has the Arcane Rune on it. Actually, did he trigger before the Arcane Rune?
Oh, he used it after Arcane, you're right.
Yeah.
Got it right.
It's not that much downtime. 20 seconds or so. The top lane is still pushing in for VG Gaming, so someone may have to go back to deal with that. He does not have a TP.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Because he can back to the lane.
They have to give.
Haste!
They just is running out. 1 minute and a half. Is that thinking?
Yeah, okay.
Double stun. No BKB though.
Technically double epicenter if he's got enough.
I mean, yeah, if he gets an epi to blink burrow opening, ashes and burrow strike out, he can technically epicenter again.
Yeah.
But
use the sandstorm to get in and out.
It's
Of
very
big jam.
rare.
Picked any of these guys a fan. What's really right now is look very, very juicy. 31 points DY. I tell you right now, I've got those top 4 in my fantasy team. Yeah, jump in. Oh, with finger to see. Oh, says the game. People are breaking. With terror. He's got enough. Oh, the up hit. Look at it from. Durant. Hit.
Just rush back in. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. They may not survive the day. Radiant's bottom barracks will know Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen. Killing spree!
EG to take game 1. They had to prove they could topple the EG Gaming. Claim it. Now it's North-ish America that will do it now.
Oh, what a great game. That was a really, really good game. Well played by... as it often is with these super late game situations, it feels like, you know, in the end, when it's down to the wire and you're out of buybacks like this and you're in defense, it often depends who makes that first mistake that just sets off everything.
Yeah.
And I think Lion's choice, Lion had buyback, right? So what he wanted to do was he wanted to blink in, kill the Morph, and die for it.
Yep.
And he knew Morph had Aegis, so he wanted to trade his buyback away for the Aegis so they could take a fight afterwards that they could win.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't burst the Morph in that jump, you're throwing away your buyback, your finger, for nothing, and then the fight breaks out, and his teammates are kind of half committed because they're like, oh, we can kill this guy.
Yeah.
So Kunkka uses BKB, they all go in,
Hey,
and then their cooldowns are
he
used.
was very, very close.
He was very close to dying.
When I said 1 HP, it was literally 1 HP on that Morph link, but they just couldn't finish the job, and he just transforms back into himself and he's at full health. It's like, okay, well,
Yep.
yeah, well that's what we kind of thought was going to happen with EG, whereas both DK as well as Morphling, so difficult to kill, but I think it's big props to the rest of the EG supports, who did a lot of work as well. Like S4 really shined at the very end, but my god, just being Dark Willow seemed to be enough just by picking it. But Fly definitely did a hell of a lot in his EG.
Everybody in EG.
Yeah.
They all individually play better than yesterday, like clearly.
Yes.
Everybody has stepped up, played a better game individually, they play better as a team. Draft today also looks more like in sync with itself.
It's like
than what they were doing yesterday.
it's not just the Samael show. It's
No.
actually the EG show.
So they have definitely, and
But
in
so
many-
is VG. Like VG were fantastic in this game too.
They
Like, there
were.
were so many amazing fights.
They were, but there were a couple of things still, like for VG standards, when you've seen how they have played, this is maybe a little bit below their peak that we've seen them play. The RPs were not, they were hard to hit because EG played well.
Yeah.
At the same time, losing your mana boots, it's a pretty big deal. That's not so good.
Uh-huh.
And you could say that's not really skill, and it's kind of down to luck and time. Yeah, it can happen, but this is definitely not Fade's best showing. Mag, Ori going to high grounds and almost dying, and there's a little bit here and there, but like still the level of gameplay in this game is so high that small mistakes look big, right? So that's really what we're.
Yeah,
It's very cool to watch.
it's like we're trying to hold these guys up to a bar that's very difficult to reach. But hey, that's the internet.
Evil geniuses turn to ban.
Behind OG
Alright.
now. So OG are number 1 in.
They were also number 1 last year.
Yes.
Not in their group though.
Oh. Everything.
Barely 4th. With a 9-7 score, if I remember.
Team
I think that's going to be the break-off point in most this year as well. If you get 9-7, I think... Well, 9 wins. Hear that? Which means Secret's almost 2 days.
Yeah. Secret's at 8.
8-0.
They're actually the same as LGD, but they've played 1 less series than LGD. Because LGD had 2 draws, 3 wins.
Alright, so let's see some picks. The bans from each are Shadow Demon, Giant Alchemist, very, very popular heroes, all 3. Get rid of it. This time the Elder Titan will not be in the hand fly. I think each should decide now if they want to take away the Ogre, or
You
if
have
they
10
want to go for
seconds
something
left.
completely different. In case I believe he will grab that Ogre build from there.
You have 5
There is the
seconds
possibility
left.
for EG to an IO lineup. This
Yep.
is a team that does play the hero
Dire
well.
team
Might not first pick it overall.
Oh, that should get first pick
Oh yeah,
by
of
Track.
course. They didn't let that one through either.
Well, there's our Samael, or potentially S4. They do play it in both roles.
I could. For
Okay.
Yang.
Just need an easy setup for the for the track, right? Because SD got banned out.
Yeah, but I could see this Yang. So I feel like Sand King
You
is.
have 10 seconds left.
It's starting to look really good in the games. Even
You
when
have
it gets
5 seconds
countered
left.
a little bit in lane time, it's be having high impact, and the players are obviously aware and paying attention to this. The pairing with Leshrac is very straightforward and obvious. They can both be cores. They can technically both be supports, but that's a bit of a stretch. But it's the kind of first phase that you feel pretty good about. You know, you're like, we've got stun, we've got follow-up, we've got push, we've got team fight, we've got AoE damage. Follow the rest of our lineup along lines. Try maybe not that. But I don't know if they want to go over Sand King.
You pick up both his supports at the very beginning. If you get a
Dire team pick.
unless it's a 3.
Unless you play the Sand King.
Great team pick.
Big team fight and Centaur wall choice.
That really different from what I was expecting.
Not the Sand King. Maybe opens up as well for EG to do that. I don't know if you get like the greatest team fight you want with the Sand King against Centaur, because you got some really good disengage, but you've also got fantastic
You
engage.
have 10
Play
seconds
this in
left.
both ways with the Centaur Warlock.
You have 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
Maybe
definitely
we
gives
start
some-
something like dispel style heroes. Like you can use yours is a natural progression for Leshrac. You don't really want to use
Lotus arrows. Oracle. Fly does play this. Still like the Sand King, I gotta say, but because having instant stuns against Centaur is really nice. Like, yeah, you can try to stampede and save people, which is good against hexes, but not against instant stuns. Sand King really checks that box.
I was wondering if they'd actually
they're gonna
do
counterpick
this.
the lane first.
I was wondering if they do this mainly because it's such an early pickup on a life stealer, but he's very effective against the Centaur as long as Stampede's down, and Warlock won't be able to control if the rage timing's.
In theory, EG should also be the kind who loves lifestyle, not just because his favorite heroes, but some male's active hero pool
You have 10
acts in a very
seconds
good
left.
way as lifestealer vehicles, and if it's not him, they can still
You
get
have 5 seconds left.
type of hero for S4 that can do it, such as the same
Dire
times
team
on Pug
ban.
or option. Just go for. They're gonna ban out the Morphling. Don't give away that rage. Fair enough. Paparazzi plays a mean morph. Makes sense. But yeah, I gotta say it's a little harder for me to call the draft right now because the way Vici Gaming started this draft kind of reminds me of what people were playing 2 months ago, and
You
EG's
have 10
response
seconds
kind of reminds
left.
me of what people have done 1.
You
It's
have
just
5
it's a change
seconds
of
left.
it's a change of pace.
Radiant
There's a lot of
team ban.
surprise here, and that also means you've got to imagine for the drafters that it's harder. Like, you can prepare all you want for this series. You have an idea of how the enemy play, and then you just throw a complete curveball like this. It's gotta be a little bit difficult spot, but we've got time. That's what the reserve time is for. Tidehunter ban coming out from Vici be a clue to what kind of carry
You
they
have
want.
10
Maybe
seconds
it's gonna
left.
be good
You have
see that
5
come in.
seconds
good
left.
against Lifestealer and bad against
Dire
Tide. So that
team
comes to
ban.
mind at least. Razor ban. protecting their lifestealer.
Yeah.
You would have liked to give it Tide if you wanted Razor.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if we're
Covering
going
the
to see one of the older classics, Ursa versus... Is he still a good hero?
You don't really play that, do they?
Not really, but someone's skill of paparazzi, like, it won't be that difficult.
Sure.
You
But he
have
could
10
play it.
seconds
I think the
left.
more likely carries that he wants Stealer are probably
You have 5 seconds
Weaver.
left.
PA, yeah.
But I don't know if they're willing to pick PA without mag. They could still go mag, then like this absurd wombo fight thing, very much in the whip skirmishes or
Dire
laning
team
stage.
Pick.
They will ban the Omni Knight.
Radiant team pick.
That
Scat.
for track.
So Ursa actually hasn't been played, he's been...
Ursa
Just a
is
small
not,
update.
He's not very hot right now.
And the one time it was banned, they did not win.
Tusk. First Tusk of the tournament that I've seen, I think. Or maybe second.
You
second.
have 10 seconds left.
So not a very popular.
You have 5
but,
seconds left.
a great hero for.
It's actually the
Fade.
fourth.
Dire
Fourth
team
Tusker.
Fourth Tusk game. I think we've only seen it.
Yeah, we got it from... it was in the VG games versus Fnatic and RNG.
Then we did testing.
We actually
I
managed to
feel like I
dodge
saw it
every
once.
single Tusker game.
So EG are gonna grab the Chen, and I love this hero together with Leshrac. I feel like they really
You
like
have
playing
10
this game
seconds
because Leshrac wants to push with Edict. He wants to fight.
You have
Chen
5
wants
seconds
to-
left.
And Leshrac core has innately high levels in the game, innately high ganking. Teleported to the top by Chen with the whole.
Like the global movement too, like I'm still in track, like best pull them back
Yeah,
and just
true, they
go.
can do that too. Spat.
Yep. They needed something heavy hitting, something that's going to give him a lot of survivability in the team fight, just outside of like the snow war cry.
I don't know who it was I talked. This is a while back. Like, who said that Arteezy could.
You have
So
10
against
seconds left.
He likes playing the Lifestealer. There's in the
You
past
have
there's been
5
like
seconds
Sven's
left.
playing against Lifestealers as counter picks, but it's actually also been counter picks the other way around, which is pretty interesting. And I think reasoning was that Lifestealer gets Radiance, so he gets evasion, and then he gets the evasion talent. So until Sven gets MKB, you have like this power spike where you out-man fight him actually. And even when he gets it, if you have everything running, you're one of the few heroes that can actually stand your ground and actually fight back.
It takes so long for Sven to build a BKB because he never wants to build it early.
You mean MKB?
Yeah, MKB,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, it's generally not really an item Sven wants to buy at all.
Yeah.
So it's already an inconvenience, and then if you play around it, we'll see if it turns out that way, because Chen lineups and their timings might not totally align with the type of Lifestealer build. I don't know if Lifestealer wants to go Radiance with these. He wants to go for the build we saw
Dire
earlier.
team ban.
Right, Armor Desolator. There's the SK pickup, so more than likely S4's hero. And that just means we're missing one other, which will either be Flies. Actually, no. Yeah, Flies.
Crit.
Crit hero. So,
I think Fly played Chen.
yeah. So it'll be Crit Zero or it'll be Change Off, which if they want to run this
if they
little track
play
as
this.
You have 10 seconds left.
I would not want to.
You have
Tusk
5
is-
seconds left. Radiant
Really annoying
team
matchup.
ban.
Stampede is annoying when you're support Lesh because you don't have
Actually,
items.
They banned the
So they are considering the option of the support Lesh to be a bigger threat.
They're thinking like that's like if they ban the OD, they're thinking that's Lesh 3, a lifesteal, a 1 and a second king.
Yeah, or that the Lesh 4 and
Yeah.
3.
But either way, it's like it just means Samael's not playing that Lesh mid.
You have
Yeah, that's
10
what they're banking
seconds
on.
left.
Covering themselves from
You have 5
this save,
seconds
I think.
left.
Potential core save with all of their stuns, and all of the heroes except Warlock have pretty bad intelligence too. OD would be able to. Well, how much I would like to OD, but still, I'm sure they have a reason. Maybe it's also good against the last pick that they want, and just in case EG that hero, they're like, whatever they pick except this, we're fine. For
Yeah.
the strategy we want. And I wonder what it is.
With EG, I like to see a little
Radiant
bit.
team pick.
Ban.
That would have been a nice range damager. They have a lot of distance closes, G, but maybe they just don't like the lane matchup.
It's kind of tough. the only thing they really had against Lane.
Blink.
I still think they.
You have 10 seconds left.
You might want to play Lesh. The reason I don't like Lesh support that much is that I think if you don't get items or many items this game on Lesh, it's hard to play fights. Like you're playing into Stampede and Tusk. They're really fast. They have a lot of movement, a lot of burst damage.
It just feels like you need a
they're
controller like a
susceptible.
Rubik. Like that would make more sense to me. Something that she's set up for the stuns, able to get some really good steals against VG Gaming.
Dire team pick. Earthspan.
It's an ES,
That's
so
another guy that'll do that.
yep.
And now that the Leshrac is core, it's a different story because now it can buy BKB, it can buy Ewel's, Fatal Bonds, and it can play this snowball engagement.
And EG, sorry, have a way to actually properly kite out this event. Thanks to the Earth Spirit. Like
Yep.
Magnetize will cause them a lot of problems
You
as well.
have 10 seconds left.
Way to get into the back lines against whoever does come in,
You
but
have 5
probably
seconds left.
you look for that Warlock, another delivery system, so it's either S or the ES that the Life Stealer can jump inside of.
Now you want to count. Against this Leshrac, could go. It would force the Sand King to go mid if the matchup is as bad for Lesh as I think it is. Pretty confident. Sand King has to go mid, and they will end up playing Somail on a side lane Lesh together. And that side lane Lesh. I actually think Brood has its merits here. Only one dangerous stun to Sand King. And when you're running around in webs, it's really hard for Earth Spirit. Kind of think that would be a cool pick.
Can they
Or does play it, I think.
can they push hard enough though? I feel like the counter push from VG Gaming is still begging a little.
I think it's fine.
Well, it's going to be Deucer instead. So counter push, sustain.
That's as disgusting as Brood or whatever. Man, it's the same hero. Oh, look at Fly. He doesn't have a face.
Wait, what? He's just a
Chen
gorilla
is
now.
actually hid behind this. That's how big the gorilla is. Ugh. Okay, so Medusa has been a staple for VG long time. They love playing this hero. Their lineup is pretty greedy though. Medusa and Sven. There's a lot of jungling going on in this game for them. Fortunately, Tusk and Centaur don't need to take that much space. They can make relatively small means.
The downside is you can try and invade this. Crit is able to be very maneuverable on the ES, so having a free jungle is a lot
You
harder.
have 10
It is.
seconds left.
The challenge VG are facing in this game defending the towers. You can hold towers
You
long
have
enough.
5
I'm pretty
seconds
convinced
left.
they're eventually going to win this. Especially Medusa is really good against Lifestealer. So as the game goes later, Sven's potential problem against Lifestealer that we talked about will be way less severe because if they're fighting in the same area as Medusa, Lifestealer has to phase away from the Stone Gaze, and that will give Sven that like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds he needs to get the first key kill fight. So we'll see. Like Vici's lineup is really it's extremely team fight heavy, but it's also, and it has mobility in the Tusk guitar. Very, out of all the games we've cast today, I think the first ones are most important in this one. I know we had the Liquid game where they just stomped in the lane stage, but it wasn't
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah.
But even just a medium lead for E transform into something big in this game. Taking tier 1s, taking access of the enemy ancient area. And you kind of see Vici's mentality against this team. The last game they first faced a Magnus. This game they go Sven and Mid. So they're like, play slow. We're gonna farm.
Yeah.
And we make sure we still can fight you, but we're not gonna try to end the game in 25 minutes. And last game, I think Vici were largely in a good position in that game. They had a couple of mistakes, and they got maybe surprised by how ridiculous this Willow Morphling combo was. But in this game, again, definitely certain that they can play the late game.
How does the late game actually work for each? Like, how does the late
Are
game
you
Chen
ready?
currently function? That's the main thing I'm looking at. I think I understand everyone else, but how does this Chen work? It was one of the most feared heroes coming into the.
Generally, he contributes. The heal increase aura is, something that stays throughout the entire game, which is really powerful later in the game too, when 10x or it's regular lifesteal or whatever region they have in fights. And he provides a huge heal on level 18, 600 heal for everybody in the team, which is amplified by 20%.
Observer sees out easy.
And then he generally buys auras, right? He buys like Greaves, or maybe he buys a Hex if he gets really farmed, but he has utility first.
The VG are a little bit more patient. Maybe they get a crack at this. Arteezy's still just sitting underneath that dire observer. Ori wants to go for this. He's so close to him. And now Yang.
Skilled tank.
They're using Yang as bait. They're trying to actually lure him out, and this will allow VG Gaming to come through the rear. They'll get a double stun and the double Mystics. So much damage. Even the bonds connect them up from DY. That came very, very late, however. Now is VG Gaming on the run. Fade is low. Crit's gonna stick with him. Samael, another stun is now available for them. Who does he want? No one really. The fog of war, the halt is going off. VG Gaming will end up getting 3 of the bounty runes. But what the hell was that?
I think that's the first blood if Tusk is in a better position. He's skilled tag team, but he was far behind. So when the Sven stun connected, they didn't have the tag team in range, and they need that slow. So well, I tried. Well, there you go. Yeah.
And DY has to skill Fatal Bonds at level 1. But that came after all the initial damage was done. He couldn't get close enough.
That's okay though. Fatal Bond is actually a pretty good spell level 1. A lot of the times you skill it on Warlock to push the lane. That is what they want to go for here. Changed his mind, and
he doesn't have a lot of mana. Actually, he doesn't. I don't know if he burned the mango during that fight, but now you got 3 players from EG on the bottom lane. Divine Favor, the way to start the lane for Fly. That gives our mid lane of Samael. He's got to get the right timing on the Happy Tree to go against Ori. And then S4 gets a one-on-one lane against the Act. Oh, bottom. Oh my god. Well, there's your first blood. Tuskar was meant to ensure it for VG Gaming, and now he'll actually be it. With Arteezy going down. Get the word, please. Put together correctly.
This top lane is interesting too, because it's one of those one-on-one matchups where both heroes are actually happy in a way. Both to have a good laning stage and get farm, and both heroes do that in this matchup. They don't really counter each other. One hero is going to be maybe like what For's doing right now. He can pull it down to this camp, and then Yang can pull it down to the other camp, and they both just farm. It's maybe favors Sanking a little bit, because I think he's the faster farmer, especially if you skill like this. He can farm this camp quickly and then go contest Yang and get more experience than Yang does, because now he can go and take half of the experience camp. For now, he wants to pull the other wave down, it looks like, and then connect that one with what the experience. As wave, that's not important. It's irrelevant.
It's just a kill.
We're watching pulling here. Okay. Alright, pull the next wave into small camp.
On the right side, you don't have to actually burn the TP to get out here. Because Fly's is able to just drag Crit back into the lane. That's one upside. There's a little bit more efficiency. Even though it is still 2 kills going away with VG Gaming in this aggressive tri lane.
Yep. EG are experts at playing Sven. I think it's my favorite team to watch play with Sven overall.
It does feel a little odd though, because like obviously Sven, the CS wise, both Arteezy as well as Paparazzi will be kept pretty low, and normally you want to keep Sven in front of everybody else. Wonder how that works when Samael gets a half decent start and F4 gets his rotations as well. If they can get that early Blink Dagger delivery system for lifesteal and get Arteezy on the front line more effective, faster than Paparazzi has to run a beat.
Well, he has to empty.
That's true. They'll have that pretty quickly, Kate. Yep, rolling boulder into the mid, kicking back Ori. Samael perfectly connects with the stun, and then the lightning does the rest of the work. Yes, I didn't realize the rebels were coming, the shields weren't up.
Nice moment of opportunity there by Crit. Very quick rotation.
And this is exactly what you wanted to see too, coming in from the ES. Early movement and early influence. Like not just a movement to just say hi.
He's sticking around. I feel like this second kill is not.
Good enough mana with a stick.
Ori has.
But now Fade's gonna rotate over as well.
I mean, now it's definitely not possible.
Yeah, it's.
Ori could just put up the mana shield. The stun from Earth Spirit Roll level 1 is not long enough that you can connect the Lashra reliably before the enemy casting in.
He's actually moving off the lane too. He's coming back to do the stacks as they battle for the form and a rune Crit. He's not going to get anything here. In fact, now Fade shards up rolling boulder, going to be blocked up, and has to kick him again. Fade get away from him. The Shadow Word comes down, but there's 8 stick charges on Crit. So he shouldn't die to this.
He's got boots on. He might actually run down. Oh, he get. Wait.
Because he's got the A-stick charge and rolling boulder. He
Okay.
realized he wasn't going to get it.
Forcing Titus. There's nothing he has to go back. There's no rune.
It's what it is. Yeah, for himself, this is the lore of Dota. S4's having a root. He's actually going for a veil to begin with.
Yeah, love this item on sync.
Yeah, she gets it. And what does Yang do? Like, he wants to turn around for retaliate. S4 just disengages.
Still got to be a little bit cautious on sinking, because if there's any rotation from a single support, you kind of die to a stomp.
I love the way S4 does that. Drags the creep wave down, so one, he stacks, and two, Yang has to take extra damage, and then he Burrow Strike to take the rolling boulder in towards mid. Crit, that's well off target. Ori is not there anymore.
Ready with there. Might have actually been able to trap him in the tower. I don't think he was expecting that move at all, Paparazzi. Oh, he's playing it. That is so annoying. I can tell you from being on the receiving end. It's really annoying. Dude, I hate this. It's so much.
You were mentioning that one of those creeps that actually got a nerf, but that's because Puppy kept sniping couriers with it.
Wait, you done?
Snipe couriers with a harpy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember his classic one when he sniped behind the tier 2 rating tower.
With the lightning?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh, what do you know? Sure, it's fine.
I'm hoping I remember that correctly. I always question my memories. Stampede, Power Strike from S4 doesn't have Sandstorm available, and Yang knows that that's what he's going for this attack. If there's anything else to come apart from Crit moving in, goes for the kick and some bounce, rotated up, turns on the Pulse Nova, and Yang, 1200 HP is not enough to survive, especially when Smell gets there so fast thanks to the haster, and he's even going to steal the creep wave. Sure, alright, take it, it's fine. S4 putting a Veil of Discord to work already.
Its mortality. Radiant's bark has grown thick.
And then they're going again on bottom lane. Paparazzi to keep using this war cry of his.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Mal's not giving up on this top tower. 3 points up needing if they want to force the issue. It's sent from PG. They need to get an early advantage and they're going to claim it. TP did come in, actually completed from Centaur.
Really good. This is exactly what they want. They won all 3 lanes, they took a tower, and this is how you play Chen. You put pressure on the lane, you are successful there. Your other support can move pressure somewhere else, finds a kill,
Dyer's middle
then you
tower
transition,
is learning
starting to push
fear.
towers. And this top tower being taken out by the Leshrup with level 3 Edict is icing on the cake about this top rotation. Now they're gonna go into mid, just playing super fast.
Nice reward for Fade, but yep, the Chen army is coming in. S4 looking for a Burrow Strike target, gonna find it over on Ori, gets a double clamp, the snowball does come in, quickly out of it however. So Fade and Ori can back up as DY gets the Fatal Bond connection. Cross Evil Geniuses, just back up. Just looking for their own farm. Yang's still looking for boots. He's just gone for a straight hood so he can survive in the lane.
Middle tower
No
is under attack.
must be no way to really be there. Paparazzi's getting in that farm as much as he can
The trees whisper of
before
strategy.
he even got level 6.
Dyer's middle tower is learning to fear.
Now Fade shards out, fly just a little bit short. He's got his Chen army there, but that Stormbolt flies forward. He'll deny the rune. He'll lose his line. Reclaiming it.
Still, that's the Sven rotating to be in that kill instead of farming lane, where Lifesteal is free farming. And I don't think Sven wants to come back bottom anymore. He's had enough of this. Has he got Bracer Treads? Yeah. Okay, so gonna half jungle, maybe maybe he's just gonna full jungle. And Medusa is gonna play push out mid and play the other side of the jungle. And then they'll put somebody bottom, probably in the center.
Does he have enough health for this? He took a lot of early hits because he couldn't get the right cleave off. I guess Fatal Bonds from DY off. And Shadow work. Still feels good for EG to keep the pressure up. Top 3 net worth belong to them. 4, keeping that aggression in mid lane, so if Ori does want to hold back, they can get something back out of it. Looks like EG also blocked up that camp Overward.
Yep. And I'm waiting to see what EG's next aggressive. VG kind of, you know, they kind of said to EG their approach to these two drafts that we don't think you guys are going to play aggressively, and then they pull out this Chen. Even despite that, EG still go greedy. So, want to see that aggression from EG, whether they can pull it off or not here. The Chen. Mid tower almost being down is a deal. They're going to fight for bounty runes first, and then I think they want the mid tower and maybe even the bottom 2-1. Park Centaur here, so like, as a matter of fact.
S4's going to try and take that top rune again without BS, and they'll be able to do that.
There's
So it's going to be a 3.
What did I master?
Cash, and there's the tomes.
Oh, yes.
A tithe to the
Warlock's
impure.
level. It's level 4. Chen is level 4. Or is it? Oh, just use the book. 5 before. Very nicely controlled game so far for EG.
Mel's farm rate is so good with that tier 1 tag going down. With the Yule Scepter already done, Warlock is less of a threat. And Arteezy's having its own little battle against Yang on bottom. So I can't help out, but at this fight, it's the perfect time. No Golem available. VG may feel a little bit more safer just because Arteezy is on the bottom, but now the snowball. Crit's waiting for it. Fade comes back out. The kick will happen, and they definitely do not complete that TP in towards mid. Arteezy has arrived, pulled in by Chen.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It feels like you're running almost like a nature's prophet, the way you can split push, but then still be there for the fight.
And back to bottom. Okay, so he bought. Let's see what he's up on. Buy. Does anything yet?
Last life still it went minus arm.
Yep.
It's like armlet or radiance. That's the question mark.
Guaranteed.
Diffuse. Yang Sam this never-ending farming, but it feels like Paparazzi and Ori are fighting over what there is.
That was my concern with Senjutsu. They both want to jungle, and if you lose control of one side of the jungle, you're restricted to the other side. There's not enough for both of them. This is a tricky game.
Fade's probably dead. Boulder gets the perfect hit. Ooh! Snowball just in time, but a little delayed, maybe with the shards. And the okay. Hadouken available. You got him.
I wonder how much you're going to get out of this. Bit of a...
Samel's going for his own target. Paparazzi.
Okay.
He walked down for the regen, and Samel just fuels him up and... Oh, lit up. And EG then turned their attention towards bottom lane. And that's why VG Gaming, they know they need to defend this. Ari's there. Snake actually does a hell of a lot of damage towards Fly, but RT doesn't care. He rolls in with the help. Crit! Easy stands his ground. The stone gaze will come off, and what happens with the stampede forward? You do at least get the rock, plus combining with the fatal bonds, a lot of damage into RT. Chris trying to walk it off. That's why he kicks back. Yang before the hookstop's able to connect over on him, and another rolling boulder in from Crit. He's just always there, but they still haven't killed off the primary target they came for. Ori's moving up, and S4 thought he could get it. He can Burrow Strike away to save it. Samal gets a double to the Crit. He did it again with a huge kick. S4's going to combine with the Everton and Paparazzi and Yang. They're both going to go down here. Yang's got nowhere to survive. A triple kill for Samael. Ori will retreat, and VG, they really wanted to hold that tower, that they won't.
This guy has no chill, man.
No chill.
Thanks, Ed.
So Sven just died back to back, right? He got killed in the river, and then he got killed in this fight. His tempo is just out
It's
of
shattered.
this game.
He's got 3.7k
Dire's
right now.
structures are fortified. Dire's
It's concerning to say the least for each game. Usually, at this point, you're behind 5k gold. The way you come back into the game, we're going to see the replay. Some nice purple lanes kick back, they use the stun, and then they reset away from the Deuce of Stone Gaze. And at this point, VG Gaming feel like, okay, this is pretty good. We can kill this Night Exile and go from there. But they've used everything. And this makes a free fight for Smail, it makes a free fight for S4, and they just have way more damage and way more contribution to fights than the lifesteal. So easily taking
Samael's
that.
going. And it's bound DY. Nice stun up. Ori's trying to help him out. Warlock can't do much, however. That'll be a death.
Usually when you're 5k behind, 14th way back in the game, maybe you make a smoke move to get a tower, maybe you find a team fight. If you have a very specific lineup, perhaps you can sneak a Roshan or whatever, but in this case, VG Gaming's options are really limited. They can try to take a fight, but it doesn't really feel like they're going to be favored into sanking with Blink Veilman at 14.
Until you have like a Centaur stomp where you can get the upper hand early on, like that's the only way, but EG just keep fighting, and here we go again. Blink Fire Strike with the snowball, and though it goes over, but it's Samael who's already TPing himself, and that's going to be one very dead Ori, and then even to the back line, Espel once more. Blink Dagger's coming off cooldown in 3, 2, 1. Does he want to go somewhere? He wants to find Yang. Moving the wrong way, and oh boy, Yang totally isolated from the rest of his team. The chain stunts from EG are absolutely perfect. This is escalating quickly.
It's a beatdown, flat out. And largely, VG Gaming have themselves to blame for being in this position right now. This is one of those drafts where you're just trying to get too cute and too greedy, and EG have just abused it really, really hard. So, you've got to try to find a fight. EG are going to fight you all the time. They're not going to let you farm. So you need to try to find a fight on your. Did I just say find a fight? Find a fight. You have to find a fight on your terms. It means you predict EG's next move. You stand on a high ground with all your spells ready, and you land a good spell combo into the Fatal Bond. You're not farming your way out of this. You're not getting towers. You're pushing power, and you have two very great farming heroes. So.
Time for insane defense to turn on for VG Gaming. Under vision, and don't get caught out. Yang, he's trying to bait it forward just so, like, well, he's got 13 retaliators at the moment. Paparazzi waiting in the tree line, but the bait wasn't taken. Instead, the shards try and block it. Samael able to do so, but you'll set the dodges the snowball in, and have they got enough? The rock will drop, but it wants to kick as well. Paparazzi in the back line, S490 trying to control him, but man, they actually have enough damage to get through Samael. DY is the one to clamp it. They were spilling out so much damage with the rock and fatal bonds. But EG still got the sustain. I don't know how hard VG Gaming want to keep baiting here.
That was a team fight on VG's terms. They were on their own high ground. Samael walked up and got shard blocked off. They take a successful engagement. It doesn't sound like much to get a 1-for-1, but it's actually a 2k gold swing. They killed the biggest hero in the game, and all they lost for it was their tusk.
But they can lose the tier 2 tower on top lane as well, I think.
That's not.
Yeah. The kick will come in. Tuskar wants to try and help out. Ori just left stranded fate. He has to snowball. I don't know. The Stampede will get him away to safety. Crit rolling boulders in, and he finds Fade. He has to snowball right now. Buy some time, but he just turns around. The snowball was so short. The Fatal Bonds was also connecting them up. TP comes in once more. Samael back to the front lines, and yeah, you're in a little deep there, man. Paparazzi will take crit streak. Hey, I don't know what he was doing there.
It would have been a huge kill to get the Medusa. I understand why he got tempted. He had a Magnetize running on the Medusa earlier, and Medusa went out of health. Pretty much 200 left. There was help on the way. Tower also didn't fall because they dove. Not yet, anyway. Leshrac got resummoned by Chen, I think. So
yeah, Lesh has been using Chen creeps to just BT in.
Yeah.
It actually allows them, like, now he can BT in and he's the one that gets pulled in, so they can still become an entire 5-man lineup. After Arteezy farms lane, Samael farms jungle or lane.
The Radiance. 1k to go. Relic arrived. It's a little bit of a breath of life from VG Gaming, this last fight. There's so much more work to be done. Are they closing in on any key items? Actually, look at the win.
Yeah.
How much that's swung.
It brings it back down to like 75, 74. The graph is just adjusting as we look at it.
Obviously, when you play these late game lineups with big team fight, and you clearly, we've talked about this, how if Deuce Sven gets late, you know, it's strong, but a lot of times you fall into the trap of trying to play greedy and you just the map never gets late game. But obviously, the win expectancy is going to change a lot when you're in the mid game, you're far behind, and you win a fight, because now you get back on track a little bit. Huge impacts. If they find another team fight like the one they just did, they're almost back to probably like 60-40, and that's when it can get really interesting. You have still got to be a bit careful they don't overextend and get into awkward situations like the one Samael just did.
And they got a big enabler. You saw what happened with the Warlock. If you can catch people. Like, EG were trying to save Smell, walked into a tight choke point, and it's like, it's the sweet spot for EG. You're all stunned, you're all bonded up, and Sven, with God's strength, is able to cleave into multiple targets.
Yep, and soon there's going to be a Centaur dagger too.
But for now, EG wants to keep the aggression up. We'll smoke and move to the south. Ben, Warlock, he's going to be the one there. Rock's available. Rolling Boulder is going to come in. Nicely dodged. The Silence was still out, so Dino won't be able to get any abilities off of Willie. He's to put a boss and the Rock off with Ori getting the split shot damage. EG, the bit of more they can choose. Battle out a BT in, but now he's stranded underneath VG Gaming. Ori will stand his ground too. RT still wants to get the kill with the help of S4. He's able to get the double out. Yang, he's got 22 HP. He wants to walk this off. Smell has to turn around to actually get back into this fight and help Arteezy get the triple kill. It was probably the best fight the VG Gaming could ask for, but it looks like EG have just enough in the tank and Fed. He doesn't know what to really do here. He's looking at this, but Arteezy's already got himself an ultra kill. TP home, that's what you can do.
That was the Radiance reveal, right? He had the Radiance going into this fight, and they infest. Without Radiance, they lose this engagement for sure. It did so much damage over the course of this. You see Arteezy putting out massive numbers. So did the Dusa, but just you said just not enough, right? There's one item missing, and the item is missing because they're farming the same creeps. So they're a bit limited. That was still a really good execution by EG Gaming, and if they're not this far behind when this happens, that would have been a great move. But yeah, EG engaging here, kind of missing engagement to begin with, and they get lose crit immediately. But they have so much sustain. Chen heal, mech extends the fight long enough. They're constant. Look how long they're fighting in the Sandstorm. Yeah. Centaur took half of his health from Edict and Sandstorm, and he has a hood, right? So
and you're definitely feeling like the timidness from Paparazzi. Until he has that BKB, he feels strong enough to stand and fight. He just keeps moving away. And with Rock down, God's Strength down, EG just take Roshan down.
Yep.
And there is no thief in the night. No one can go that kind of distance, especially when Crit's waiting it out.
Give it to some.
It would make sense.
I don't think Arteezy's gonna die in these fights right now, the way they play out.
Mel's got so much more to give to, and yeah, he's moving the null out.
Life is the same, more like he has full mana and health pool right on Leshrac. It's a very good.
And he's the tower pusher.
Yeah.
Like, more importantly, he needs to stand in front of the towers with the Edict, just burning them. Force initiation from VG Gaming.
Big item on crit.
He had, but it was until now.
Maybe the Arcane Boots came after the Vessel Items, but not fair. The Vessel is very, very good. So obviously the way Vessel works with the damage it does is most people just focus on the Linus healing, right? You can't heal people, that's why you're fighting against Sparkling, etc, etc. This item deals percentage-based damage out of current health of the enemy. So if you're playing an tanky hero that have high base AP, the damage of Vessel is very high. So 4% of current health per second against someone like Sven is actually 100 damage per second. It's twice of a Radiance. So it's very strong in the beginning of kills.
Yang and Paparazzi showed themselves on bottom lane, so they should just move up towards the high ground. They don't care about losing a tier 1 tower on bottom lane if they can take a tier 3, but now the TP begin, realizing that some TP support has happened. And if it's only S4, and he can instantly be pulled back and deny the tier 1 tower if he so desires.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. No Gale can
This tower doesn't serve that much of a purpose. I don't realize though. Oh, he's getting pulled over. Don't keep him ready for mid.
Middle tower has fallen.
Last out of tier 2 tower to be removed. 23 minutes in, EG move over for it. Someone's like, hey guys, we need the creep.
I love this hero. I played it. I haven't played so much recently, but when you see it play out and when you think of the meta right now, it's actually surprising. So much to give. And S4's played an excellent. I think for me, he's the MVP of the game so far. His spellcasting and overall decision making.
That's the itemization. It was somehow coming at the right time. The second the Veil was done, they put it to use against this tip. And now he's Blink Yules and Veil.
And there was this team fight that happened around the Dire Secret shop where they tipped S4, his teammate. I think S4 made a pretty important call. I'm guessing that's what they tipped him for. He didn't do like any amazing spellcasting. He did his job. He hit good stuns, but I think he had a really good read on the situation. They could still fight there. I think it was the fight where Arteezy died first, right? Was that? Maybe it was that one.
I think it's out. Yang has the Blink Dagger, so he's ready to fight. Ori still trailed towards his BKB. The stupid thing was, it happened again. Ori and Paparazzi ended up in the same lane looking at the same creep wave, wondering like, oh, well, who can farm this? Because they're both trying to build the same item.
Yep.
But it's taking time, and they're going to smoke before it's ready. Before the BKB's there, you've got Kaya already over on the track.
They have no map. They have to go somewhere. The place they used to farm is taken over.
But they're just going to push through bottom lane anyway, so everyone's to TP back home. Like, what are you going to do? You're gonna Mystic Snake down as much of this as you can. It's Arteezy bounces up a little bit.
That Snake hit Chen. There's a lot of mana gone.
Yeah. He can't Hand of God as well as Mech right now.
So this would have been a lot better for Vici if Sven was staying top, but he doesn't have TP. He could have stayed in that jungle. Now he's flying one out, but he could have farmed 2 or 3 camps.
There you go again. Bond's going to connect up some. He's not going to use it off, however.
It's bound to nothing.
Yeah.
Lifesteal raged it off. Off the bouncy rune. He's actually late.
Yeah. Yang was looking for it.
Well, now he's chasing. He wants to find Fade.
Smart play. Fade. Let's move the opposite direction. Straight TP out. BG aren't doing a very good job of delaying this, but they're still moving behind in net worth. Like, it's 14k advantage, moving 15k for the net worth, 10,000 for the experience, and it's still a steady incline.
Yeah. I've seen you win games like this, Usa. Sven.
Oh, Ninja Blink stunned right on top of Ori. He's still got the shields up, as well as Mana Style available, and there's a Glimmer Cape also becoming available from Warlock. It's assisting his core.
About on the way. Usa has hers. And they might actually just try it.
What a gang. He's standing on the front lines. S4 can left the double burrow strike. You will be able to get a good Mystic Snake off with a follow-up stun. S4, they just pulled him a little bit closer. He's still got the defensive heal set, but Fade will have to pop it back. The tier 3 tower has already been taken. That's what Arteezy was focusing on. The BKB is now the Sven, but EG, this isn't a pullback. Sumail's just taking care of the top lane. He can already be dragged back by Fly. Then it's a pullback.
Yep.
And he hits level 20 with the experience. So welcome to the plus 50 Pulse Nova damage, but also welcome to the Aegis Immortal timing out.
And he has the level 3 Pulse Nova as well, which you can only really sustain at this point. Kaya. This spell is extremely expensive to use in terms of mana, and you're playing against Mist. That Kaya, you actually. And you see again, VC Gaming, same logic, right? We've lost this area, we've got to find another one. So they walk up here, start farming. Does Sven have BKB now?
The Sentry Ward got killed off, so they know where DY is. They put down their own dire observer sentry. He doesn't want to kill that sentry. They're smoked up. The movement in. You'll step over on the Deucer. The follow-up, the stun. Oh, it couldn't be dodged with the Mana Style. But the shields, they tank as much as they can. The rock is good. DY slows them up. And then Ori, he can do a lot of work if he can just keep attacking. They flip him up. Lifesteal, let's go down. Samanel take it through as much as he can, but now he's the last sole survivor of EG in the middle of this fight. Yang's looking for more. As the Chen, he blinks forward and gets it done over on Fly. And Yang will pick himself up a double kill, and EG lose 3 heroes who do not have buyback available. VG Gaming can now potentially regain control of their side of the map.
Uh-oh.
Oh, indeed.
He's been playing so well the whole game, and this one time they get greedy and make a two-player move instead of 5, and they get punished immediately. Now they might get a return kill bottom though. DY, Vicious, are caught by the Sand King and Earthquake, and of course this is where EG know what they can do, because this is where they have their vision. This is the area that they have control of. So when fights happen down here, what ain't more to work with? Move up here, just flat out mistake. They got overconfident. Yeah. Need more people there. They are very good at playing as a team. Give them opportunities like this later and they can make a comeback. This is the second time that Vici has successfully done something in the last 15 minutes.
Yep.
And give them one more. It's
you see the swing in the graph. It comes down from 18,000.
It's very clear in the graph when it happened too, right?
Yeah.
Vici won something. Vici won something again. And it's not massive victories. You know, decently sized victories when you have this kind of lineup are just worth so much more.
I foresee the Radiant's top tower falling shortly.
I'm starting to get a bit worried for each, because what will end up happening in this game is if they don't close it out at a relatively soon. It doesn't have to be within 5 minutes, but it goes very late against this Warlock Sven Medusa. You can't break out. ground anymore.
Yeah,
Even with Aegis, it will feel hard.
And it feels like VG Gaming, like you see the way they itemize. Like, what do you get from Paparazzi? He's already got the Blink Dagger up, and that's his next item after having, like, the defensive BKB and the Echo Saber. Then he'll go into Daedalus, but it's about hitting the right position. When there's the opportunity, he has to hit the right spot. Get as many heroes cleaved down, and you're seeing Demille as well as Arteezy unable to stand up to the damage.
Yep.
Obviously, he's still battling through the evasion, but need the MKB.
He'll need it against Lifestealer if he wants to kill the Lifestealer. He might go and try to kill other heroes, because Lifestealer is not that big of a problem with Stone Gaze, so because the Leshrac might have more value in a lot of situations. And speaking of itemization, notice how VG Gaming are just building everything they can to make these big core as monsters as possible.
Yep.
They have Solar Crest first item on Tusk, they have the Glimmer Cave on Warlock to protect them, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a Vlad's... Oh, that's actually... Sorry, I didn't check that. He has 4 Staff, and now he's going to buy Vlad's Bloom. So come to Aura up, make your hero strong, play around you, of course, killing everything.
VG don't find the target they're looking for.
I love this blast, I think it's perfect.
Escape Roshan at ping for half a second. Now Roshan could spawn up for them quickly, but he won't. He's going to be almost the maximum durations. Helping to give us a nice long drawn out game. More fantasy points for everybody.
Yeah, that's a lot of fantasy.
There really is. 19.7 even on the losing team for support. Because he's always Fatal Bonds and Goleming. He's got a lot of stuns to his name, and he's planning what's down. Chen's been a little bit more greedy with his buy up. I think most of the walls went. I believe. If I didn't see. Thank you. But look at 8.0 on Paparazzi. For all the work he seems to be doing, he's still 136 on this Ven. Everything is just turning into CS points, that's all it is. He's just trying to build up the next major item. He needs to get some level of effect, but it's the same for Ori. Like, Ori does a lot of kills to his name, only 3 kills. He's able to rage off in the mid and walk away from just fast enough from the shards of Fade, not getting caught out.
It's almost like you can feel the player's mentality has. EG's approach to the clip almost... It's for 2 reasons. First of all, okay, let's not get hot-headed, guys. Let's not go too deep. We don't have to extend. And it also is because they lost half of the map. So they can't really just play that aggressively anymore. This mistake was actually much bigger than it looked.
It actually feels like they need the time to discuss, like, okay, what's the next approach?
Yep.
Like, what's our next items? What's our next timing? Because obviously the first phase has failed.
I wouldn't say it's failed. I mean, there's 14k up. They've done a really good job.
Now they come. Answell Fire Strikes in. Look at DY's position. He's ready for the rock drop. He just needs the right timing for it. Ori's taking through a lot of it. Now the rock drop does come down with the Fatal Bonds connect, but Fade's already dead. He'll have to fight back. The damage in. They're getting it off, but here comes Paparazzi. In for the stun. He wants to focus down Arteezy, and with the upheaval, it's making it difficult for EG to continue to move, especially as Ori is backed up to Mail. He will end up falling. Chris tries to do something about it in the backlines. Turns on the backlines. It's a follow-up kick, but how much has he really got left to give? You got the flip tossed out. Now crit, focused down by Paparazzi. All the damage he needs with the Gosser, he gets it. And with a 4-star, Ori continues to be kiting them out as full Burrow Strike in. He doesn't really be that effective. In fact, it's just done the opposite way around. Arteezy slow on life. He'll try and hit your right inside of S4 to get the hell out of here. Burrow Strike in 1 second with the banner. It got taken away by the Mystic Snake. They have to pump out. They have to fight. At least he'll be able to get 1 tie back over on the Tusker. Or maybe he can get more. Double kill for Arteezy. A triple kill for Arteezy. He's just turned this crap up. Ultra kill with the red makes the bash. It hits Arteezy. Rampage is solo. VG Gaming. Do you want it? Do you want it?
Oh my god. Actually, that is actually unbelievable.
I don't know what I just saw. And now they go for Roshan flies. Like, hey, Artur, you got another job right now, don't you? You get over here and kill the big man. There's a Jesus and he gets to claim evil geniuses. Man, I thought BG were having this, but in the greatest words, let's see it again.
They were, look at this, they are literally 2 seconds away from cleaning house. If Tusk has ulti, Arteezy's dead right here. Instead, One to the next hero. Medusa, he's just life draining back too much and has way too much armor. And then the Basher as well for this. So he even gets the full-on rampage. Even without the Warlock kill, I don't think he would have minded too much, but what an icing. That was...
Oh.
Something, I don't know if you noticed that in that fight, by the way, the beginning of it, before it looked amazing for VG. The Sven started hitting Lifestealer. He attacked him 3 times, just like, this is useless. And then he started hitting Flesh Rack. he absolutely cannot deal with Lifestealer, and now he absolutely does. Now Lifestealer has another item. He's got a full Abyssal after this fight.
I think actually before that fight as well, Arteezy was really considering going for the BK. It was in his quick fight, and he switched to the Basher just before the fight actually began.
What was he considering before?
BKB, I believe he had on it. Yeah.
I think the Basher turned out to be a good choice.
Yeah, it really did. Crit was actually looking at the same thing, but now he's looking at Lotus Orb, and we were talking like how EG just changed the tempo because they had to rethink their items. Now they've rethought it again. It's like, okay, well, maybe we are back in control of this game, but they still had to try and push high ground against EG Gaming, and that's still a very scary prospect.
But if you look at the graph, they're starting to look almost getting down to 50%, but now
here comes Arteezy.
Way back.
Stick Snake, he'll rage it off, but it won't stop the free wave from dying. Just stands his ground, beats the melee racks. The shards will lock Arteezy in, but he's got that extra 2 seconds of the rage duration. Yang Hoi!
Oh, they killed a Centaur creep.
Yeah, they did.
And Paparazzi's farming. Actually defending with 4 heroes right now, so every minute that this goes on that they don't commit.
That's easy again.
Oh, they glyphed the...
They glyph. Like, he's got so much rage duration, he can just keep doing this, but they needed to do it to kill off the Catapult wave as well.
They glyphed the backdoor.
I foresee the Radiant's top tower falling short.
But yeah, you're right. They survived the siege creep wave, which...
Up S4, Flamethrower strikes in, wait for the counter rock out, and they are moving back, and Ori so far deep, Fade's nearby, he's trying to stick with him to see if he needs to snowball, but Ori is already BKB, so he wasn't snowballable, and maybe with the rage down, Arteezy, remember he's got the Aegis Immortal up, Yang, I don't know, he's raising the hoops at the moment, but Arteezy, he just stands and delivers. Special delivery. Arteezy will take melee rags, and VG had nothing more to give.
They can't kill him. When he's in rage, he's invincible.
They just
damage.
Back up, cooldown in 5 seconds time, but they have to do something or else VG will continue to take rags after rags. The full Yang, he's got no mana left. He actually has to go back to base to regen the mana. Arteezy with a back up from Evil. Look where Paparazzi is. He's at the back line. The rolling boulder will come in. There's a lot of damage. Rock will drop. Paparazzi! The cleave damage. 3 heroes together. Fight will finally get the heal off. And the event is done. Arteezy gets a little bit more rip. He's got the Aegis Small. They don't want to fight him off. They get the 2 support kills instead. A 4-star gets Fade a little bit further out in the up. Evil from DY. EG, the need to run it down. Arteezy knows it. They flick him up. And maybe under the tier 4 towers. They've got some way to defend it. But without Ori, I don't know if it's going to be possible. Sentry was down, CS4 at least, but also see your racks go down.
Yeah, they're just going to keep them.
Tower is under attack.
If they can't force this...
GG!
For its life.
They call it EG for 2-0 VG Gaming and VG. And today got a dropper for them, but these games, EG pushed them to the limit in both of them in the series.
I still can't believe it. That's actually incredible.
The turn around Arteezy.
That's one of those things you see once. I don't want to say once a year because that's a bit of an exaggeration. But maximum once a tournament. If we get a moment like that again, that would be amazing. He literally, that was 1-on-5 at the end, right?
Yeah.
All his teammates were dead.
1-on-5 and he started at 10% HP.
Yeah. Obviously the enemy team were not all at full HP.
It was
not ridiculous, but it was a 1-on-5. Killed everyone. I've seen something similar fairly recently with Miracle and OD, but that wasn't the same situation. But he was like running one. He killed 5 heroes after another.
That was with the OD, like just building up so much in. But Lifestealer was just like, I'm literally going to survive to kill.
What a moment! Imagine what you feel like when you.
We're talking about EG feeling good after game 1, getting a victory there, but now you've got Arteezy who's just going to feel absolutely immortal. Like the cliff is so far behind him right now. The next memory is literally Arteezy versus the world, just pushing him back with every single claw.
And the bigger scale of things, like what can we learn about this? We'll learn from this game. I think VG Gaming's strategy I was too greedy. I think in the end, they took some pretty impressive fights given the circumstances.
It felt like they could have got back into that game until that moment.
They could, but it's a sequence of events where EG give them a little bit, they give them a finger so they can come back into the game.
Yeah.
They gave them like those 3 kills up top for no reason, and VG were slowly coming back, and then, you know, if EG get a similar opportunity, we're back to square one. And that's kind of what happened. You don't want to play like this. That's my point. I don't think VG Gaming want to draft these 2 here.